Hello, everyone. Sorry, it took a minute to click in there. Hope y'all are doing well. My absolute favorite thing, my favorite meme at the moment is Crab King. I'm way into Crab King. I'm just popping a member link in there. For those of you who want to be members, I'm shifting around my schedule, and I'd love to do a weekly or bi-weekly members only live. And it's got to the stage where it makes a lot of sense to do that. Yeah, that'll probably be Wednesday nights. So if you can, go become a member, $5 a month, just a vote of support to continue doing this stuff. But thank you so much for everyone who supported over the last little while. Been an absolutely mental run. Going to take a long time for me to wrap my head around this guy being mine. I'll have to find a nice spot for that in our new house. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone who came out as well. Viewer experience wise, I know it was not great, but hopefully there was some great moments in there, and hopefully there are some improvements for next year. And live stream is inevitable at some stage. Keep shouting from the rooftops. With the number of people who are on watching Laws and Liz react, surely we can get the stream live. Travis, congratulations, brother. Watch it all unfold on Laws and Liz's live stream. Great to see your families there to celebrate as well. Do you know, the most special thing for me, well, not the most special, but something very special to me is when I can go to and watch Laws and Liz's reaction, just watch how genuinely happy they are for me when something goes well. And knowing that they're in my corner and you guys are watching that, it's all pretty cool, really. Thank you very much, Guy and Daniel, becoming members. Like I said, members only chats coming very, very soon. Heaps of educational content behind the paywall as well. Probably about 20 hours worth of stuff. Also, when I move into my new house, basement's going to be kitted out with Rogue stuff. I'm gonna have many opportunities to do tutorials for stuff on there, and be able to shoot in my basement whenever I would like. Ron, thank you so much for the super chat. It says a lot of proud Canadians. This is crazy to be the first Canadian to win the Arnold, first Canadian to win World's Strongest Man. I'm really grateful to be able to have brought that back, and off the back of a lot of amazing strongman, JF Caron, Hugo Girard, Jimmy Paquette, Maxime Boudreau, many before them as well, all the way back to Louis Cyr. The history of strength in Canada is huge, and to be able to be one of the guys who is helping that continue really means a lot to me. Toby says, I met you in a pub in Cardiff. Have been rooting for you ever since. Congratulations on all your performances this year. Yeah, look, I try to do as much as I can for the fans, and I hope I can continue to do that. Sometimes it's really hard, and like the infrastructure at Worlds this year was not good for us either. We're having to walk through all of the fans, like to the events and back from the events, and we're just trying to digest what just happened, and it's autographs and this and this. So hopefully no one feels as though they were getting brushed off. Hopefully everyone got pictures. I went out in the rain when you guys were in a rain delay and signed a bunch of things, took a bunch of pictures, and I hope that stuff like that can continue to happen as much as possible, because those interactions are really, really special. Life with Boys, thank you for becoming a member, part of the Moose Crew. I very much appreciate that. Eric, thank you for the very, very generous super chat. Really appreciate that. What a showing. Congrats. Have a few beers on me. The hug you get from Ash after your stone run is what it's all about. That memory is going to be something that's etched in my brain forever. And like, what a day and age, right? Like, I see what Brian's done and how he can have his kids watch him live, and that's incredible. And I hope to be able to do that someday. But if I can't, having high quality images and videos when I'm 60, 70, 80, recounting these things, to be able to actually show, like, no, but for real, look at this. This is what's happened. Really memories that will last a lifetime for sure. Nigel, welcome to the Moose Crew. Like I said, guys, going to pop in probably weekly or bi-weekly members only chats very soon, now that the membership base has got up to a level that it makes sense. So I really appreciate it. I'm really grateful for all of that support. Simon, congrats, champ. You literally made my entire trip when you stuck up on me to sign my poster. I don't know how a 300-pound, 20-pound dude is so sneaky. Also, these events were your worst and still won. Next year, easy win. So for those of you who haven't seen it, head over to my Instagram. Simon made this sign that was Buzz Lightyear with a mustache and moose antlers. Is absolutely hysterical. Yeah, it's quite a funny video. Head over to my Instagram. But stuff like that is so cool. Like someone I've never met before. Just seen some of the stuff online, seen some of the stuff that I put out, and inspired you to make the sign and share. It was also really funny. Like someone else would be announced, and you'd see the moose sign go up. Love the energy. Absolutely cracked me up. And apparently had some really nice chats with Ash and the Moose team. So thank you for being so kind to them as well. And again, thank you for the super chat. Lucas says, when does Prep for Shaw Classic start? I know you're big on moving on to the next and handling business. Much respect. Sorry, I missed a bit here. Just click. Simon says, these events were my worst and I still won. Yeah, they were probably the worst reasonable set of events. That being said, I just executed really, really, really well. And even if I had my best set of events and didn't execute as well, I wouldn't have a positive result. So I'm just thankful that I was able to go out and do what I was able to do. And really, like Waz said, you go over worst case scenario, best case scenario, and this was better than the best case scenario in terms of my performance. Even all the way through to the stone run, losing to Tom by 3 seconds on a stone run, 9 points. Going from last year, I was 3 points on the bus pull to 10. I was 2 points or 3 points on the dumbbell at Rogue to 9.5. 2 points or 3 points on stones to 9. That stuff is just it's remarkable to me, and I'm as proud of the ability to continue to improve as anything. So prep for the Shaw Classic. To get to Lucas's question, that will start maybe 8 weeks out from the show. I'm going to go do Royal Albert Hall first with Giants Live. And I look forward to that because that venue is awesome. We're going to have a lot of family out to that. And I said, I don't think it's going to fully sink in until I'm announced as the world's strongest man at the Giants Live shows. I don't know how long it's going to take to actually wrap my head around this whole thing. But really look forward to that. But in terms of next big, intense prep, Shaw Classic is in August. So maybe just after that show in early July. Going to spend a few days with Laws over in Europe. I think, I know we've lined up a seminar over there as well. So really looking forward to doing a bit of work with him. And we'll go from there. Highview Barber, thank you very much for becoming a member. And Lol Gubstep, thank you very much for gifting those memberships. I hope that one of the things that gives me the most joy is creating these little communities and the communities behind that, the paywall, if you will. I love that. And we're going to continue to do more with those people. Now that there's about, I don't know, there's well over 100 of you now. So to be able to have that little group, really, really, really appreciative. All right, let's see if we can find some members chats. It's also the little moose icon. We're going to work on some more mooses. All this is just going to start snowballing. Really, really cool. A lot of chat about gardening. I'm going to skip past that. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to go to the most recent comments. Spaghetti Man says, congrats, Mitch. If you keep improving at this rate, you're going to be the strongest man ever. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Certainly still hungry for more. Certainly still keen to get back into the gym. In a perfect world, I'd be out training today if my car wasn't broken down. But going to do a little bit of bodybuilding for a couple of weeks and, start chasing more and more titles, more and more accomplishments, and that little feeling of nervousness of if you can or can't do something. I love to exist in that space. Someone here says, don't forget to click the like button. Yes, please click the like button. Helps everything out. Helps to push the YouTube along. Oh, Liz said that. Thanks, Lizzie. I appreciate you. Watching your guys' reactions over the week is so good. I'd go back to your guys' video just to see like the moments that something happened. And the Dumbo reaction, yours and mine, were love it. For anyone who watched live, I don't traditionally react much to things, but I got myself a little bit excited we're very much excited over the dumbbell performance. Super chat here from Ron. What beer are you going to drink to celebrate? All have the same. It's actually so funny. I had a fan come up. It was either day 2 of heats or day 1 of finals, and they had 2 Moosehead lagers that they had bought for me to drink. They said, "You're going to win." No, keep it away. Don't jinx it. They brought them to Ash, and they were literally carrying them around in a cooler all weekend for me. And then Ash took it just before the stone run, and that there's an awesome picture of Ash and I drinking the beers together. I think I'll be able to find it pretty quick. But yeah, nice little celebration. So Moosehead Lager is the answer. I've been loving. What have we been having here? What's the beer here? Stella. Yeah, I've been drinking Stella quite a bit. I can't find it. I'll post it up at some stage. Ash and I drinking the beer together. Yeah, but Moosehead Lager is what I drank after the comp, and Stella's beer of choice at Chuck's Steakhouse, which is the place to eat at the moment. September, thank you so much for the super chat. Great job. Your hard work paid off. It's been so fun following along with you over the last year. Yeah, it's awesome to have people like, I'm still super new to the space, but to have people who have followed for a period of time, seen what I've gone through, the trials and tribulations. You've seen my terrible dumbbell sessions. You've seen tough days at the gym. And to be able to improve that is sorry, to be able to go execute is very meaningful. I'm a bit foggy today. Excuse me for that. I'm reading a couple of King Crab comments. Oh, I still love that. Thank you so much, Sim, for the super chat. Sim Johansson, what is your 1 rep max in deadlift, and how far apart do you lift closer at 1 rep max? The most I've ever done is 476 kilos. That was a year and a half ago now. I did 455 kilos at the World Deadlift Champs in Cardiff this year. I did 445 kilos raw on the elephant bar at the Arnold. How close do I lift to that? In preparation for the Arnold, I worked up to 430 kilos, but really in training, rarely would I push into 400 kilos unless I had something for max. For example, this training, it was for the deadlift machine, which got up to 380, and it was the 350 knack deadlift, which was 354 or something. And I just trained at 350. I think deadlift is one of those things that in terms of systemic fatigue, it's disproportionately high. I find I could squat heavy a couple times a week and it's not a big deal. But deadlifting heavy can start to really take it out of me and start to ruin other training sessions as well. So definitely something where when you talk about 505, you basically have to dedicate a large chunk of your training and energy expenditure to lifting 505. So yeah, maybe one day, but I am not. I'm not going to necessarily chase that for too long. Or for a while, I should say. Cookie. Oh, I got a couple of missed super chats. Sorry, guys, they didn't pop up. Let me just make sure I haven't missed any others. Martin says, congrats, Mitch. Looking forward to future comps. Thank you, mate. Dennis asked why Novikov didn't perform on the dumbbell. Here's the thing. In any event, one day I'll lose a yoke. And your event, your best event, is still not a banker when there's so many high-quality competitors. We can't forget that the world record is 150 kilos, and we were at 140. So even if it's your best, you still need to go ahead and execute at 140, even if you can hit 150. So sometimes it's just not your day, and that was one of those cases. Okay, I hope I didn't miss any other super chats. I don't know why they didn't pop up in my little. There's a little bar up at the top. Cloud Strife says Stoltman Bros fan here, but you killed it. Thank you very much. They were really, really gracious and kind to me throughout the whole comp and after winning. Really nice that there's an element of competitiveness during the event, of course, but there's really afterwards we're back to being brothers. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about the Stoltmans. Ben says Moose is on the top of the food chain right now. It's either Moose or Crab, but certainly one of those top of the food chain. Cookie, do you think Tom had too much time off? That's a Tom question. And look, if you look at Tom's performance, I think Tom performed really, really well. I don't really think that. I don't know. I think it was an amazing showing from a lot of people at this Worlds. You look at that dumbbell performance from a lot of guys, and there was big PBs, myself included. And I think if you look at what Tom did, he was very, very close to taking the title off me, really. A rep on deadlift, a couple seconds on fingers, a couple seconds on bust pull. Sometimes we're splitting hairs, and I think people are giving those guys way too hard of a time about taking time off. For me, certainly if I wanted to have a family immediately and it wasn't happening, that would take precedence over anything strongman related. But he's been training hard for quite a while. He looked like he was in good shape. He won the events he should have won. So no, I don't think so. I think taking some time off is fine. And Martin showed how you can do that and come back, and he won the Arnold last year after a good chunk of time off. So yeah, no. Stocky Cargo says those beers should have been from Flying Monkeys. Congrats, Mitch from Peterborough. Flying Monkeys is a brewery out of Barrie, my hometown. They're about 1 kilometer from where I live right now. I DM'd them before the Arnold saying, I do this anyway. Why don't we work together? I don't need much from it, but might as well support a local business. They never got back to me. So, shame. Would have loved for that to happen. That is Ash and I's favorite spot to go out for food. And I don't know. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll be good enough for Flying Monkeys. Ryan, thank you so much for the super chat. Congrats, champ. Was curious where your lift heavy be kind mantra came from. Ashley always describes people that she really likes as kind. It's really as simple as that. I lift heavy. I think being kind is a great goal and good things to strive for. It's not necessarily that I believe I'm always lifting the heaviest and being the kindest, because sometimes I can be a dick. But it's certainly who I would like to be and who I'd like to strive to be. And that constant reminder to myself and for people who support me, I think is really, really important. And, I think it can't be confused with weakness, because I don't think it's inherently unkind to be unkind to someone who's being unkind. If you can follow that statement. But appreciate the super chat, Ryan. But that's where it came from. It's really a combination of Ashley's verbiage, I suppose, and my behavior, my lifting heavy behavior. T-Mac, hope you continue to expand the workout nutrition program. You have a lot of good info for everyone. Yeah, it's definitely expanding. And like I said, I'm shifting some more time so that I'll be able to dedicate a bit more time to that. The goal is going to be to release a new one every month. We've got a very exciting team group coaching coming up, which is going to be basically strongman bare bones, going through every single event, a program running alongside. How do you do every event? And my goal is really to get as much information out to as many people as affordable as possible to make the sport grow and to be able to get as many people involved safely, making progress as possible. But yeah, head over to my website for that stuff. You guys can see the apparel is flying at the moment, and the crew is working hard on selling the LHBK stuff. Yeah, some sizes are already sold out. So we're going to have to reorder. Definitely unexpected. We ordered so many shirts. Yeah, there you go. That's my favorite design. There's so many shirts that we couldn't have driven home if the sales didn't go well. They just launched this weekend, so sales went really, really well. Better than expected. And so we're going to have to order some more in. Yeah, there's the other shirt. And if you just go to mitchellhooperstrongman.com, that's where you can find them and you can grab yours. Yeah, we also have signed pictures, signed posters, all of that.
Stickers.
And stickers.
The stickers are so fun. Who doesn't love a good sticker? Am I right? Look at these. Yeah.
It's they're intended for the back of your phone. Anyway, that's all on the website, but moving on. Scotty says, last time you answered one of my super chats, you were a, quote, rookie. Now you're top dog. Amazing performance. Very inspirational. 2 times incoming. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, cool to see people who have followed the journey, even though it's been a short one for a little while now. And I suppose in a way I'm still a rookie. I'm still making my way back around. 12 months comes up in a couple of years, or a couple of weeks, sorry. Who would have thought? What a 12 months it's been on so many different levels. Ashton, thank you very much for joining the Moose Crew. For those of you who are popping in and out, there's a bunch of educational content behind that paywall. It's probably the cheapest way to get educational content, other than, of course, all the free stuff I put out. But going to do lots of members-only chats coming soon. Shunik, thank you very much for the super chat. Really dug the 10-minute interview series leading up to Worlds. Great into the lesser-known guys. Also excited for my team, Moose. Tier shirts come in. Congrats on this year's accomplishments. That's coming to you very shortly. Thank you very much for all the support from everyone here. But that's the type of stuff that I want to get into that more and more. I want to continue to pride myself on putting as much free content out there for you guys to be able to be fans of the sport and grow the sport and just do my bit to help push the sport along, because it's given so much back to me. Little note on these shirts. We're going to put a little bit more of a coherent, concise note out about it, but I've got so much from the sport in such a disproportionately fast period of time compared to anyone in history in terms of what I've gotten back from fans and influence and all that. That I'm going to, we're going to take 20% of the profits. We're going to donate it to a gym. The first gym I already know. We're going to do this once a quarter. First gym I already know who it's going to. Then every quarter moving forward, we're going to have gyms who can get nominated. And we're going to have 3 gyms nominated. When you check out with the shirt, you're going to be able to pick which gym you would like to donate that money to. End of the quarter, 20% of the profits over to that gym to be able to keep the doors open, pass it on to members, buy new equipment, whatever it may be. So just trying to do a little bit to give back on that project as well. But yeah, I'm getting a couple of good series going in terms of the 10 minutes, the pillow talks, the podcast is going to come back. But just in the last 5 minutes of conversation, I hope you guys realize how busy things can get. Jay, thank you for the super chat. Well done from Glasgow. Both me and my partner were stoked to see you win. Hope to see you again in Glasgow in October. And Auntie Liz, if you're still in the chat, Lara wants a rematch on a thumb war. Yeah, I will be back in Glasgow, all things being equal, for log lift champs. I'm really excited to see what kind of max log I can hit. I might fold myself backwards in half to hit a max log right now, but yeah, maybe a 210, a 215. I'm just gonna ask Liz, what do you think I can't do, and then I'll do that. Or I'll ask Lars what his max log is, and then I'll try to beat that. But yeah, I will be back. Glasgow crowd was phenomenal last year, even without the Stolmans competing. Really enjoyed being there. To be honest, I don't think I saw the best of Glasgow itself, but happy to give it another shot and definitely excited to go back out. I missed a super chat. Sorry, guys, just scrolling back. I don't want to miss any super chats here. Oh, Ron says, I bet you're going to make a lot of appearances when you get back to Canada. Yeah, well, look, I don't know. I'm stretched pretty thin at the moment. I'm going out to Alberta in a couple of months to a festival out there where there's some strongman and some other stuff going on. I would love to throw a first pitch out at the Jays game. But yeah, it's an amazing position to be in. I was describing it to someone else where in my position at the moment, just like sending someone a DM saying, hey, I hope you're having a great day, that could like make someone's day. And that's sort of the craziest bit for me, is like how easy it is to do good now. And just really, really, really lucky to be able to do that. Power play CP says, controversy with Pavlo backstage during circus. No, there was no controversy. It was just, and it wasn't even with Pavlo. Pavlo wasn't involved in any of it, actually. It was mostly about exact rules around what we could and couldn't wear. We weren't actually given rules. I was the only athlete to be able to read the rules because I grabbed it from someone from the production team. So I was just a little bit of ambiguity around that because we all had sleeves on our elbow, and then you can wear like a tendon cuff to take some pressure off the bicep tendon and tricep tendon for safety. But where does it start? Where it's a cuff, and where does it begin that it's an assistive aid? That was largely around what the question was, but that was all sorted and no lasting controversy around that. Elijah says, "Congrats on the win. Is your seminar in Ithaca? You mentioned public. There's some amazing local beers, by the way." My seminar in Ithaca is going to be delayed because my car is broken down, but it's looking like it's only going to be delayed 24 hours. I'm going to put that out as soon as possible. And yes, it is public. I will put the link back out. Limited spots. I don't know how many are left, and I assume with what's happened this weekend, then they're going to go very, very quickly. But it's looking like that's going to be Wednesday night up in Ithaca. Definitely still on and open to anyone who would like to come. Of course, you have to buy tickets. Got to justify going out there. But otherwise, anyone could come along. Zach says, "How would you do with an axle press in competition?" I love axle press. I don't have an issue cleaning it. I could push press an axle, say 180 for a triple, no issue at all. I think I could do 200 fine probably. So yeah, I really look forward to seeing that in competition, particularly like the Giants 150, 155. I think I could cycle that over quite a few times. Log Gubstep, thank you for being a member. You say, "Girlfriend and I wore our LHPK shirts to the aquarium out here and got many compliments on them. She was blown away. You commented on our Insta post." That's the stuff I'm talking about. It's just a comment on Instagram. The fact that means something to anyone means the world to me, and I'm really, I think it's really, really cool and something I don't take for granted. And I think, I think the LHBK brand, I think that could take off in and of itself. I think that's amazing. I'm really, really proud of what we're doing there, and hopefully we can continue to expand the reach, expand the growth, and get that to a stage where that's really, really impacting gyms to keep their doors open and helping out individuals in the community. So yeah, keep passing that on. Head over to the website if you would like to, if you'd like to have a look at those. Like I said, we're just packaging them all up, and we're gonna have to put another order in because we had so many more than expected. Lucas says, "Yours and Evan's top dumbbells were my favorite moments in strongman. So proud of our Americans. Props to Trey, Evan, and Brian." Yes, Evan through to the finals. Evan 5th overall. I know it's always sort of the one that got away when you don't win a competition, but yeah, I think he's going to be pretty dangerous when now like that monkey's off his back to make the finals. I think one of the moments I will remember is Evan shouting at Ethor during the the stone off. That cracked me up a little bit. Evan was just like, there's so much passion there. The dumbbells, there was a little bit about the dumbbell lockouts not being perfect. I think when it's a max event, there's almost always some commentary around a lockout isn't perfect or whatever it is. That being said, as an athlete, when you get the down call, you put the implement down. Simple as that. And I think it was consistent, and that's all we can ask for. Hold fast. Thank you for the super chat. You say you bossed it, big man. Much love from Scotland. Any plans to get merch sold in Europe through some means? Would love to buy LHBKT. That ships internationally, so you can go on the website and there's like live shipping costs and updates on there. So mitchellhooperstrongman.com. Simple as that. All the merch is on there. Like I said, international shipping, the pictures, the posters, the shirts, we're going to do plenty of stuff moving ahead. We'll do hoodies, we'll do shorts, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, international shipping. Go check it out. Zach, is my strength stored in my mustache? Funny, when I first grew the mustache, people were saying that it would be bad luck because I podiumed at Royal Albert Hall without one. I think I won in the UK. I think I won in the UK without it. I don't know. But at some stage, it was that the mustache was a bad luck charm. Now it's a good luck charm, I reckon. It would just be wrong if a clean shaven person won World's Strongest Man, I think. It just wouldn't be appropriate. Scotty Lay says, how hard was it to just pip Tom on the shield? Yeah, really hard. Really, really hard. But it's World's Strongest Man. If that's not the time you're going to hang on, I don't think you ever will. And I think my general demeanor, just in how I conduct myself in a pretty relaxed way, probably means that my grit during an event is probably underestimated. But it is there, and I think I proved that. And the king crab meme, I hope that lives on for a long time. Eric says, a couple of people in the chat asking if you have plans to meet with fans today in Myrtle Beach. No. The hotel is 20 minutes away from the venue, and I don't have a car. I don't know how I can meet people. I did my best to meet as many people as I could out at the venue. Maybe we could do something. I don't know. Are people actually sticking around? What could we do? Maybe we could go to the beach or something. I don't know. Do you guys want to meet me on the beach? Yeah, maybe we'll do something. It's not a bad idea. Yeah, try and steal a table. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to get the information if there'd be enough people interested. Let me think on it. Follow my socials and potentially. It's not written off. I didn't think that there would be a lot of people sticking around, but I'm not opposed to it. Don't want to miss any super chats here. Nathan, there's one back here. Sorry, guys. Lubos, you gave a super chat without saying anything. If that's just a little vote of appreciation, then thank you very much, mate. I really do appreciate that. If there is something, maybe just like the smallest super chat you can give and put it back up. Comments are going a bit ballistic at the moment. Gladiator Loop says, I was waiting out in the rain on Saturday when you came out to take pictures with us and made my whole week. I said then you'd be the next World's Strongest Man. Congrats. I hope that made a couple of people happy. You guys really stuck it out there. And for you, I wasn't happy at what was going on. And that's why I came over to take some pictures. Yeah, I mean, I don't, it doesn't take anything away from me to do that for a little bit. And I'm glad that it made you happy. Blake says King Crab shirts. I like the Moose logo and LHPK on the front chest, big King Crab logo on the back. Maybe a limited edition, like a run of 50 shirts for the King Crab. Nathan says, any details on better spectator accommodation next year that you mentioned in one of your previous videos? # Bucket Brigade, # Ladder Life. For people who weren't there, you should have seen it. It was mental. Like people on ladders, people on like storage containers, doing everything they possibly could to see the event, which is so special. Means the world. And I think it gives really good evidence for the organizers that we can fill bleachers. We could fill a stadium if we wanted to. I mean, hopefully it doesn't discourage people from coming back. I think the chat next year is about more to do with more bleachers. Really, to me, it's the time. I think something to fill the time. I think the vendor areas are only going to continue to grow, and hopefully that becomes more of a thing. But maybe even incorporating some OSG type stuff, maybe some record breakers type stuff, something that doesn't need to be on TV but could still fill some time while TV gets set. I'm speculating as much as you guys, but I hope that it continues to grow. Chris, another one. Thanks very much for the super chat. No text there. I assume that's just a little vote of support. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate that. Marcus says, did Brian hold a speech when he was done? Yeah, he did a little bit. I was obviously sort of focused on my stones, but I did hear him saying a few words afterwards. And seeing him and Carrie and the kids, it just gives so much context to what it's all about, even when you're the greatest of all time. And hugely grateful to Brian with all that he's done in strongman throughout his career. Michael, thank you for the super chat. Say congrats from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan via the beach in Mexico. First WSM. That is phenomenal. I hope you're enjoying your vacation. Thank you very much. It's so cool to be able to represent a whole country and a country that I'm so proud to be a part of. Yeah, hopefully I do that flag proud on all of your behalf. Zombie Nectar, congratulations from Carleton Place, Ontario. Proud to buy you a beer. Thank you very much, Zombie Nectar. Yeah, plenty of celebration beers will be had over the next couple of weeks. Definitely nothing too excessive. I'm probably more low-key than you guys would want me to be about it all. But definitely soaking in the moment. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. Chris says, Mitch the Moose, legend, clear win, legend. It was a very, very good performance. Didn't feel as in hand as most people would probably assume that it did, but very cool. Yeah, very well executed. I'm very happy with what I did over the week, of course. Another member joining in, Michael Scott, my favorite. The membership link is just up. I've pinned that up at the top for those of you who want to be a part of the Moose Crew. Educational content, private chats in there, and members only lives coming very, very soon. So thank you very much. If you want to pop in there, would appreciate the vote of continuation of more content, I suppose I should say. Samuel, thank you very much for the super chat. Nothing written there. I suppose it's just a vote of support. I really appreciate that. And all of these comments, sorry I can't read too much of them, but I very much appreciate all of your support. Couple more to the Moose Crew. Mike, welcome. Thank you very much for jumping in. I look forward to forming that community in there. There's quite a number of you coming along now. So thank you very much. Something around my height here. I am 6'3", a little bit under 6'3". I think my listed strongman height would be like 6'5", based on what other people put. But yeah, 6'3". Christopher. Hey, mate. Hope you're doing well. I believe you're the military guy. I've got a picture of me and Christopher holding like these big military guns. From meeting at Arnold's UK, following your progress, unreal performance. I'll have a Guinness or two on your win. Hope to see more wins. I hope so too. I'll keep plugging away. But you know what? If I never won another thing in strongman, I would be hugely grateful for everything I've been able to accomplish. And yeah, you never know when the last win is going to be. So just trying to soak this one in as much as possible and keep this trophy, which is right beside me, in front of me, and keep staring at it. Hugh, welcome to the Moose Crew. Thank you for joining up. Very much appreciate that. Link is just up at the top there, guys. Kyle, thank you for the super chat. I was there in your bus pool. It was so cool to watch. Quote, no pullet behind me. Looking forward to the return of Martins. I don't know what that means, but yeah, I worked really hard on that bus pull. I'm very proud of my progress on that. I think my technique is much better. I still see room for improvement on that. But all in all, that bus, I mean, think about the pressure when I am at that stage 4.5 points ahead of Tom. Tom goes and he leads. And after he leads, then I'm going. He's at 32. There's 5 other guys at 32. If I pulled that bus in 34 instead of 30, I probably would have lost. So executing that was a really special moment for me, particularly with how bad I did. If you think about my results of day 2, I went in with a 1-point lead, maybe a 0.5 point lead, and max dumbbell, the heavy dumbbells at Rogue, I was 8th of 10. Bus pull, I was not at 8 of 10 last year, and the stone run at Worlds last year I was in 9th. If you followed along, I've improved my stones a lot since then. But reasonably, you could have said I would have got 3 points event 1, 3 points event 2, and maybe mid-pack 5 points event 3. I could have maybe only done day 2 with like 11 points or so. But I managed 9.5, 10, and 9. I lost 1.5 points on day 2. And 28.5 points. So I'm very, very proud of that one. Sean, thank you for the super chat. You say if you're ever back in Ireland/Britain and need an extra hands for putting an awesome event together or mini duck free of charge, hit us up. React Productions, we're huge fans. Fabian, they're trying to steal your job.
Yeah.
If you're as good as Fabian, then sure, I'll fire Fabian. No problem. Michael says, congrats, Hooper from Ottawa. My odds were either Stoltman, Novikov, Mitchell, or you. You battled your heart out and deserve it. Best shot classic. Yeah, it was a battle, and it felt like very much a battle. The results don't tell the story, and the story was much more difficult than the results make it look. You're splitting hairs at the top level of competition a lot of the time, even if it appears that you did well throughout. Martin, thank you for the super chat. I met you after Arnold's. I asked who you were. Jokingly, you replied, "I'm Mitchy boy." Grabbed me and pulled me in for a pick and laughed. Love you since. There would be so many of these moments that I don't remember at all. I don't remember that even a little bit. But I'm glad that I made you laugh, and I'm glad that you're a fan. And I hope that there's a lot of those stories out there of just making people happy. But thank you very much for the super chat, Martin. I appreciate you. Kyle says, I noticed how you insisted on the rope being pulled a certain way. Smart, not to the side like the others. Yes, very much so. So for those who weren't there, every athlete other than me had the assister pull the rope, and they pulled it in a way that they'd pull it, and then the athlete would grab it just behind, and you'd lose a bit of tension. I noticed it in my training. If I got into like a bear crawl stance and then reached up to grab the rope, that helped me a lot more. And so I made the guy hold it behind me and lean on it so there was tension, and I could grab it with full tension, ready to go immediately. I think it's quite tactical, the bus pull. I got out there with a little level on my phone as well, checking out I was a total nerd about it, checking out the slopes of the ground and stuff. Sometimes little stuff like that can pay off in droves. Congrats, Mitch. My girlfriend and I were lucky enough to meet you outside the market at the Arnold's. Does your LHBK have any relation to Rogues BKLH? No, I don't know what Rogues BKLH is. What is BKLH? Let me see. No, I don't know. Nothing comes up. I'm searching. Nothing comes up when I search that. I'm not sure what you're on about. Sorry, mate. The operator Moose looks like a sexy firefighter. Wow, a super chat and a compliment. How nice. Thank you very much. Nothing is sexier than Rano running on the beach, though. Let's be honest. Diana says, hey, Mitch, had a great time watching this weekend. Will you be joining Brian Shaw and Next Level Fits tonight for meet and greet? No, I don't know anything about that. Maybe we'll do something outside the hotel if the weather's not too bad. No, I mean, I'm nowhere near at the same level as Brian at the moment. He deserves his moments, and obviously more than happy to let him have that. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't realize so many people are sticking around. Maybe we'll have to line something up this afternoon. I got a couple of interviews with news stations shortly, but yeah, perhaps. Danbo, congrats on your win, Mitch. Shout outs from Vaughn. Ordered my white LHBK shirt. Thank you very much for the support. You are a legend. Like I said, if you go to mitchellhooperstrongman.com, that's where you can find those shirts. Looks like a good handful of you have gone on and ordered already. Like I said, some sizes are sold out. We will just do another order. We're gonna keep rolling inventory of these, so there might be a bit of a delay on a couple sizes. But go in there, buy those shirts, and support Strongman. Samus says you should do a corporate video with Devin Larad. A corporate video. I don't know what that means. Or maybe a collaborative video. I actually don't like arm wrestling. So maybe if he wants to lift, I'll do a lift with him. Absolutely. He was actually at my gym, my home gym, not long ago. But I don't know. It's just not something I take a whole lot of interest in. So maybe huge respect for him. Huge respect for anyone who's best in the world at anything. But Rob says, "Hey Mitch, you've been such a breath of fresh air with your mentality and approach. Help myself as a beginner to not let strongman consume my life." Huh. I think not letting strongman consume your life is a key to success, because then the pressure of competition becomes much less. The pressure of performing well becomes much less. A bad training day takes a lot, makes you a lot less bummed out. Just keeping everything in context is, I think, the best way to put it. That being said, just consistent effort over time will lead to positive results. So always keep sticking with that. Always keep that in mind. And yeah, but I'm really glad that I've helped you out and appreciate the kind words there, Rob. George, thank you very much for the super chat. Tom fan, but congrats on the W. You're a great ambassador for the sport. Who do you look up to in the world of strongman then or now? Go crab mode. I'm a Tom fan too. I love Tom, and I think he's an incredible strongman. But thank you very much for the kind words. Who do I look up to in the world of strongman then or now? It's so hard to say because there's so many different people who I look up to for so many different reasons. You know, someone like Brian and how he's been able to stay consistent over a long run, that's hugely admirable. Say like Z and how Z could compete 30 times a year and win all the shows, that's incredible. Tom, back-to-back winner for the first time in a long time, that's incredible. And then just the number of just positive influences that are around in professional strongman. There is no shortage of people to look up to. And I mean, top of the list would have to be Laws. Like him and seeing the clips of him and his daughter, seeing how he approaches his life, how he is as a coach. So I would say if you're looking for one person, that would be the closest. But I certainly pull many things from many people. No more super chats. Lizzie's still on. Don't tell Laws. He'll get a big head. Tell him he's a dick. Just looking at members chats here. Jeff says not a fan of arm wrestling either. Do you know, it's really funny actually. Like I say, I'm also not a fan of bodybuilding. And it's funny how some people don't like that. Like you have to like what they like. That being said, I love bodybuilding training. Just the sport I find I don't understand. And if you don't understand something, it's really hard to take a lot of joy in watching if you don't know why someone's going to win or lose. Be a good chat to have with Flex, actually, which if you haven't seen the video with Flex, it's my favorite video from the weekend, other than the one with Ashley. So go check that one out. Luke says, good enough every day. That is my training mode. He says, have fun as well. Yeah, I like the addition, mate. Thank you very much. Kyle, very, very generous super chat. Thank you so much. That's very, very kind of you. I know you can pull 1,000 pounds. I've done it a couple of times. You said, I assume you could run maybe a 6-minute mile currently, maybe faster. Is this the future of strongman? Is there a silent statement being made that being 380 to 450 pounds is not the correct formula to being at the top of the sport? I think it's certainly going that way. Could I run a 6-minute mile? It'd be tough. I'm trying to think. We did some running challenge like a week before Worlds or something. I'm not sure if I could hit 6 minutes, but I could certainly, I don't know. I think I could definitely do a 4-minute K.
Okay, what were you
I forget. What did we do? It was 3-minute distance, I think.
3 minute.
3 minutes for distance, and I got
like 600 meters, didn't you?
650, 700, something like that. I think I could run a 4-minute K, maybe a 6-minute mile. Yeah, we're close. But I think just the evidence that you don't have to be huge is gaining. But it's not from me. It's from Alexi Martins. Tom is really, really tall, but he's not overly wide. Tom is an athlete. Tom's very much an athlete. And I say it's going the way of strongman athletes, not necessarily strongman competitors. And I think those are very different things. I think we're tending more towards athletes. I think it's just the process of the sport becoming a little bit more refined. I hope that answers your question. Thank you very much again, Kyle, for the super chat. E. Foxwell says, I've always been a Martins fan, but seeing how awesome you were to the fans was great. Really appreciate you walking around Saturday morning. Also, I caught your beer can. You've added a lifetime fan. Thank you very much, mate. I love that little tradition. That was the worst beer chug of my whole life. I was so out of breath and so worked out. I was having such a hard time with it. But I'm glad you got the can. I hope you put it in the recycling. I'm very much a Martins fan too. Martins was actually, I asked if you wouldn't mind helping me with my tacky in terms of what to use and how to apply and all of that. Yeah, and he was awesome. So he stood with me and he helped me and how to apply it. And a lot of love and a lot of time for Martins. Yeah. Thank you. Wyatt says, be kind, lift heavy. Not a rogue relation, though. Lol. I don't know what that's on about. Sean, congrats from Kingston. Yay, Canada. Love your data-driven approach. How do you protect your joints while running at full size? Load intensity volume was the short answer. If you expose yourself to something, then you can tolerate that. So long as you expose yourself in the right doses, you allow yourself to recover. So that's what I prioritize. I've always run. I've always been active. And the day that you stop doing that is the day that you'll stop being able to do that. Lucas, thank you very much for the super chat. I don't know what R is. I'm going to look that up. Rands. South African. Yaku, by the way, Yaku Torres ACL. I hope he is doing okay. I know that's public information, but nonetheless, definite thoughts with Yaku. Amazing, amazing debut from a South African. Lucas says, hello, Mitchell. Congratulations. I was wondering if you could say a few words for my graduation video since Strongman's a big part of my life, and I'd be immensely honored to have a small memento from the WSM 2023. Sure. Happy graduation. School is a stepping stone. It is a reflection that you have not failed, and it is the beginning of the rest of your life. You always think that things will get easier. They will not. They will get harder, but they will get more rewarding. So use whatever you've graduated from, use that to propel you forward and use that as a new starting spot rather than something to sit on and celebrate for too long. Best of luck with whatever you use that for, but very fulfilling and exciting times ahead, even though it can be a challenge. PB Strong 666. Congratulations, Mitch. Fans' favorite. Cool. If there was a vote, I would love to win that one. These are nice. They're pop chips. Pop chips. Oh, Neil. Hey, mate. I was talking about your announcing the other day and how worlds wouldn't be the same without Andy and Giants wouldn't be the same without you. Those voices, like the voices gets etched into your brain. Amazing job. Congratulations. What an incredible 2023 you have, and it ain't done yet. Good for you. And same journey back home. Look forward to seeing you at Giants Live soon. I will see you in about 6 weeks at Royal Albert Hall. Cannot wait. That is my favorite spot. Well, Gubsteps love pop chips as well. Kettle corn's your favorite. These are like a orange cheddar of some sort. They're quite nice, and I'm starving. Oh, they're not pop chips. We have some pop chips here, though. Excuse my eating. I'm just very hungry.
I've got shepherd's pie.
Is it rotten?
No.
I'll have some shepherd's pie. That would be beautiful. Matthew says, brother, I spent 12 hours in the rain and sun to see you guys compete. WSM has got to show a little more love to the fans with some better accommodations. No doubt you absolutely crush it. 100% agree. I don't think there's a person involved that doesn't agree with you. And I think they're hearing that. With the number of people out there, it more than justifies anything. And you know what? The funny bit is, like, I assume if we put out, like, okay, it's $50 for the heats, $50 for the weekend, so that we can put up bleachers and some shade and whatnot. I don't think anyone would bat an eye at that. I think people would be more than happy to pay, and it's really not a big effort. So I hope that they take that on board. I'm sure they will, and hopefully it only gets better from here. Josh asked if we got the car fixed. No, in the process, hopefully. Guy says, is that huge dumbbell achievable? Yes. In fact, I might have, in hindsight, I might have preferred to go for that one rather than the 145. Because when it's bigger and it sits a bit higher, if you can get that in a decent spot, then it's possible. When I cleaned it and I had it on my shoulder, it actually felt much more normal than I thought it would. So, yeah, I definitely think it's achievable. I definitely think it's possible. And, yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if they want to keep throwing that event in. I suppose it's a good event for me, so I should want it. Ashley's sending me a picture. She's picked up the dogs. They're in good hands and they're happy. Lovely. Super chat in from Kyle. Any quick advice on starting strongman training for the first time and entering your first novice competition? Have fun is number one. Meet everyone. Get stuck into the community. Don't put too much pressure on how you do. It doesn't matter all that much, particularly early on. Regardless of how good you're going to be, the first little bit is just going to be about experience. That being said, we're going to start something about starting strongman. We're going to start a group coaching very shortly. Will be launched by the end of the week, and keep an eye out for that. And we're going to go through every event. We're going to go through your first competition, all of that. My best advice is don't wait. There's no base level of strength that you need to enter a competition. You don't need to win your first competition. You don't need to win any competition ever, but it is very valuable to get stuck into the community as early as possible. Andy says, congratulations. Are you going to do a meet and greet when you get home, perhaps Beer Town? The funny thing about meet and greets, just sort of think of it from my perspective. I don't see myself as a celebrity. I don't see myself as anything particularly special. I just think I won an amazing title, an amazing competition, and it means that it really does mean a lot to me. I work my ass off to be able to do it, and I think I show that in my emotions during the competition. But it's hard for me to wrap my head around doing a meet and greet. It feels a bit wanky. So I would tend to say no to organize a meet and greet for myself. That being said, I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure there'll be a bunch of stuff lined up, some parties and whatnot. But for the moment, there's nothing planned. Not because I don't want to meet people, mostly because I don't think I'm a celebrity. I don't think a meet and greet is something that's, I don't want to say not appropriate, but I don't think it's justified for me at the moment. I think I need to be a bit of a bigger deal. Ty Millard, welcome to the Moose Crew. Thank you very much, mate, for joining. There you go. Nathaniel says he'll be in Edmonton for a meet and greet in July. Very true. End of July. I'm at the big festival in Edmonton. Very excited. And we'll meet everyone there. That's my job there. Dominic says, doesn't think it's justified. He is the strongest man on planet Earth. I suppose. I appreciate that it's hard for me to wrap my head around people wanting to meet me when, I don't know. maybe I should be more open to that, but it'll probably take a little bit of time to really sink in. Detective Wabuffett says, I think you were encouraging me to call you Liz, so I'll call you Liz. I was emotional when you won. So proud of you. I had a feeling you'd win. Oh, there you go, Elizabeth. I was right. Yeah, I was emotional when I won. It's just so hard to believe. There's a lot of head shaking and disbelief because throughout the whole comp, no matter how good you look or you feel, you really don't. You don't ever think you're going to win. You can't let those thoughts creep into your head until everything's done and over with. So, yeah, very, very lucky, very, very fortunate. A couple more 505 questions. This year, I'm getting married on the day of the Deadlift World Champs, so I will not be trying that this year.
It looks like shit. Here you
Oh,
go.
wow.
I normally don't put cheese on it, but it's cool. Gotta get rid of it.
I think a dog barfed.
Probably doesn't taste like dog barf.
So smells good, but looks like dog barf. Log Gubster says you had tacky on your hands when you won and you didn't want to touch your head. Sam must have like moose antlers with your head. I thought it was both hilarious and appropriate. Yeah. Yeah, Ashley pointed that out as well. I was literally like, I went to like in disbelief, but I went like this, so I didn't touch. Yeah. Very funny. Awesome moment there with Ashley. Very happy that happened that way. Victor asked, what's the name of the festival in July in Edmonton? Kate, do you remember?
It's like a K-Days thing.
K-Days? Nathaniel's on here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, K-Days. There it is. Dylan, thank you for joining the Moose Crew. Really appreciate that, guys. That link is up at the top. If you could, would be awesome for you to join. Doing members-only chats. There's a heap of educational content, heap of stuff around recovery, nutrition, strongman events, everything on there. So would it be awesome to have more and more people in there to be involved in that. Looking for my members chats. Of course, you get the little moose thing as well. Bron Top, back to work. Good man. Yeah, get yourself back to work. Thank you everyone for coming on here in the middle of the day. I'm going to shut it down in about 5 minutes or so. I have a couple of very cool interviews to do, but I thought I'd just hop on here and give a little bit of appreciation for all of you. Super chat here from Jason. When Any interviewed you afterwards and you kept saying how he doubted you and didn't think you could do it, were you surprised he was saying that or just didn't care in the moment? I didn't know he was saying that. I didn't watch that. I'm still not entirely sure what he's on about. But yeah, I mean, predictions are predictions, and you can take them poorly, you can take them to heart, but just the way I do predictions around stuff, I'm more than happy to be wrong. Other people are happy to be wrong, but it's just like every other sport. People speculate on what they think the outcome is going to be. Maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong, but it adds energy to the event. It adds interest to the event. So I'm very happy for predictions to be out there, whether they pick me as winner or not winner. So yeah, no hard feelings there. If there's any surprise on my face, it was surprising learning that he didn't think that I was capable, that he wrote me off, because I would think if you've been following everything that's happened, I would think that you sort of think I was in with a chance for sure. Nonetheless, happy to have proved him wrong. Jay Veach, welcome to the Moose Crew. Thank you very much, mate. From next week, definitely doing some live chats on there. Members only live chats, that is, now that we have enough of you in there to be able to do it. Perks of winning worlds. How good. Ryan says, congrats, Mitch. Will you be competing at Shaw 23? Absolutely. Very honored to be in Brian's last competition. Very excited. That's the one where they probably treat us the best. It's one that all of us look forward to the most. In a lot of ways, there's a lot of things available to us there that aren't available other places. Amazing hotel, amazing food set out for us. We get meal prep sent to us. All those little things go a long way. And yeah, it's hard to travel. It's hard to be on the road. And that's probably an underappreciated side of pro strongman, how much time you have to spend away from home when you do compete. Christine says he said in his predictions that he didn't think he'd win. Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. Like, I think there's probably 6 or 7 guys that if you said that they won, I'd say, yeah, like, you're not unreasonable for thinking that. So, look, that's sport. JV kept saying, how do you think WSM can improve on a live coverage feed? They can have one. Going from nothing to something, anything would be much better. So, like, really as simple as that. Jimmy Crickets, welcome. Fantastic job, buddy. Sorry I couldn't tell you in person, but I'm very proud and happy for you. I'm glad you were out to watch. I didn't realize that you were there. But thank you very much, mate. Yeah, glad to have go out and execute. Eddie saying he wrote you off was still the second weirdest thing he said in the interview. I don't know. I don't remember. That was a bit of a whirlwind, all that. So maybe I don't remember what else was said. Johnny says any WSM champ merch coming soon. Probably going to do pictures. In terms of merch, I'd like to speak less about me as a person and more about the brand. Lift heavy, be kind. If you want to support me, that's the way to do it. It's over on my website. I want to make this as little about me as possible and as much about giving back to the community. 20% of the profits from those shirt sales are going back to gyms to help grow the strength community, help get them more equipment, help keep the doors open, help pass it on to members, whatever it is. So if you want to support me, that's the way to go do it. And let's grow the strength community together. Ron says, do you eat moose meat? And if not, will you? No, I don't. And no, I will not. I don't know if we're allowed. Surely we're allowed. But that would be cannibalism. And I'm not particularly interested. That being said, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I have an interview not long. Got to eat some food. Thank you very, very much for popping on. Thank you for all the support over the weekend. Thank you for following the sport, supporting me, supporting people who work for me, my family, all of that. Keep lifting heavy, being kind. We will see you all very soon. Take care, and we'll see you next time.